1 Peter 4:8. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves. Charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And Israel departing and all of his, he came upon the well of the oath. And he sacrificed to sacrifice to the God of his father Isaac. And God said to Israel in a vision in the night, saying, Jacob, O Jacob. He said, What is it? And he said to me, I am the God of your fathers. Do not fear to go down into Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down with you in Egypt, and I will transport you to the end. Joseph will put his hands upon your eyes. And Jacob rose up from the well of the oath, and the sons of Israel took up Jacob their father, and their belongings, and their wives upon the wagons which Joseph sent to carry him, taking up their possessions and all the property which they acquired in the land of Canaan. They entered into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him. 20. Sons and sons of his sons with him, daughters and daughters of his daughters, and all his seed he led into Egypt. And these are the names of the sons of Israel, the ones entering into Egypt together with Jacob their father. Jacob and his sons, the firstborn of Jacob Reuben, and the second of Reuben Hanok, Phalu, Hezron, and Carmi, the sons of Simeon, Jemuel, and Jamin, and Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Shaul, sons of the Canaanites. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Gohath, Merari. And the sons of Judah were Er, and Onan, Shelah, Pharez, Zerah, and Er. And Onan died at the land of Canaan. And the sons born of Pharez, Hezron, and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar were Tola, and Puvah, Job, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun were Sered, and Elon, and Jaleel. These are the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Mesopotamia of Syria, and Dinah his daughter, all the souls, sons and daughters, 33. The sons of Gad, Ziphion, Haggai, Shunai, Esbon, Eri, Eradai, Erelai. The sons of Asher, the Jimnah, Isui, Beriah, Sarah, their sister. The sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, who bore these to Jacob, 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, wife of Jacob, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Joseph, born in the land of Egypt, whom Asenath bore to him, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of Heliopolis, Manasseh and Ephraim. And were born the sons of Manasseh, whom Shurah the concubine bore to him, Machir, and Machir procreated Gilead. And the sons of Ephraim, brother of Manasseh, was Setulium, Tam. The sons of Setulium were Edom. The sons of Benjamin, Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim. Gera procreated Ard. And these are the sons of Rachel, whom she bore to Jacob. All the souls were 18. The sons of Dan were Hushim. The sons of Naphtali, Jaziel, Gunai, Jezir, and Shalem. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, who bore these to Jacob. All the souls were 7. And all the souls entering with Jacob into Egypt, the ones coming forth from out of his thighs, separate from the wives of Jacob's sons. All souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, being born to him in the land of Egypt, 9 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, of the ones entering with Jacob into Egypt, 75 souls. He sent Judah in front of him to Joseph to meet him near Heliopolis in the land of Ramses. And Joseph, teaming up his chariots, ascended to meet Israel his father at Heliopolis. And seeing him, he fell upon his neck, and he wept, weeping greatly. And Israel said to Joseph, I will gladly die from now on, since I have seen your face, for still you live. And Joseph said to his brothers, In ascending I will report to Pharaoh, and I will say to him, My brothers and the house of my father, who were in the land of Canaan, have come to me. And the men are shepherds, for they were men grazing cattle, and the cattle and the oxen, and all their things they have brought. If then Pharaoh should call you, and he should say, What is your work? You shall say, We are your servants, men grazing cattle from childhood until the present, even we and our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen of Arabia, for our shepherd of flocks is an abomination to the Egyptians. And Joseph came to report to Pharaoh, saying, My father and my brothers, and the cattle and their oxen, and all their things are come from the land of Canaan. Behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And from his brothers he took to himself 5 men, and stood them before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to the brothers of Joseph, What is your work? And they said to Pharaoh, Your servants are shepherds of flock, even we and our fathers. And they said to Pharaoh, We come to sojourn in the land, for there is no pasture for the cattle of your servants, for the famine grew in strength in the land of Canaan. Now then, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, saying, Your father and your brothers have come to you. Behold, the land of Egypt is before you, and the best land settle your father and your brothers. Let them dwell in the land of Goshen. And if you should have knowledge that there are among them able men, you place them in charge of my cattle. Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and stood him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Jacob, How many are the years of days of your life? Jacob said to Pharaoh, The days of the years of my life which I sojourned are 130 years, small and severe, have become the days of the years of my life. They did not attain to the days of the years of the life of my fathers, which days they sojourned. And Jacob having blessed Pharaoh, he went forth from him. Joseph settled his father and his brothers, and he gave to them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh assigned. Joseph measured out grain to his father, and to his brothers, and to all the house of his father, grain according to person. And there was no grain in all the earth, for the famine grew in strength exceedingly, and the land of Egypt failed, and the land of Canaan became because of the famine. Joseph brought together all the silver being found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan from the grain which they bought, and he measured out grain to them. Joseph carried in all the silver into the house of Pharaoh, and all the silver dissipated from the land of Egypt and from the land of Canaan. And all the Egyptians came to Joseph, saying, Give us bread loaves, and why should we die before you? For our silver is dissipated. And Joseph said to them, Bring your cattle, and I will give to you bread loaves in exchange for cattle, if the silver is dissipated. And they led their cattle to Joseph. Joseph gave to them bread loaves in return for the horses, and for the sheep, for the oxen, and for the donkeys. And he nourished them with bread loaves in exchange for all of their cattle in that year. And that year went by, and they came to him in the second year, and said to him, Lest at some time we should be obliterated from our master. For since the silver is dissipated, and the possessions and the cattle to you, the master, there has not been left behind to us before our master, but only our own body and our land. Then we might not die before you, the land should be made desolate. You acquire us and our land for bread loaves, and we will be to you in our land servants to Pharaoh. Give us seed that we should sow, and we should live and should not die, and the land will not be made desolate. Joseph acquired all the land of the Egyptians for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians gave their land to Pharaoh, for the famine prevailed over them, and the land came to Pharaoh. The people were reduced to slavery to him as servants from the uttermost parts of the boundaries of Egypt unto the uttermost parts, except the land of the priests. Only Joseph did not acquire this. For Pharaoh gave a portion as a gift to the priests, and they ate the portion which Pharaoh gave to them. On account of this, they did not give up their land. Joseph said to all the Egyptians, Behold, I have acquired you and your land today for Pharaoh. Take to yourselves seed and sow the land, and there will be produce of it, and you will give the fifth part to Pharaoh, and the 4 parts will be for you yourselves, for seed in the earth and for food to you, and to all the ones in the house. They said, You have delivered us. We found favor before our master, and we will be servants to Pharaoh. And Joseph established it to them as an order until this day for the land of Egypt, for Pharaoh to take a fifth, except of the land of the priests only, which was not to Pharaoh. Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt upon the land of Goshen, and they were the heirs over it, and they grew and multiplied exceedingly. Jacob outlived in the land of Egypt for 17 years, and the days of Jacob's years of his life were 147 years. The days approached for Israel to die, and he called his son Joseph, and said to him, If I have found favor before you, place your hand upon my thigh, and you will do for me a charity and truth, that is not to entomb me in Egypt, but I shall be gone to sleep with my fathers. Then you shall lift me from out of the Egypt, and entomb me in their burying place. And he said, I will do according to your saying. He said to him, Swear by an oath to me. And he swore by an oath to him, and Israel did obeisance upon the top of his cane. And it came to pass after these things, it was announced to Joseph that your father is troubled. Taking up his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, he came to Jacob. It was reported to Jacob, saying, Behold, your son Joseph comes to you, and Israel, growing strong, sat upon the bed. Jacob said to Joseph, My God was appeared to me in Luz, in the land of Canaan, and he blessed me. He said to me, Behold, I will increase you, and I will multiply you. I will make you into a gathering of nations. I will give to you this land, and to your seed after you, for an eternal possession. Now then, your 2 sons, the ones born to you in the land of Egypt, before my coming to you in Egypt, are mine, Ephraim and Manasseh. As Reuben and Simeon they shall be mine. And the progeny, whoever should be procreated after these, will be yours. By the name of their brothers they shall be called in those lots. But I, when I came from Mesopotamia of Syria, Rachel your mother died in the land of Canaan, and I approaching down by the course of the horses of Habratha of the land, before coming into Ephrath. I buried her in the way of the course of the horses, for this is Bethlehem. Israel, seeing the sons of Joseph, said, Who are these to you? Joseph said to his father, They are my sons, whom God gave to me here. And Jacob said, Lead them forward to me, that I may bless them. The eyes of Israel were weighed down because of old age, and he was not able to see. They approached to him, and he kissed them and embraced them. Israel said to Joseph, Behold, I was not deprived of your face. Behold, God showed to me your seed. Joseph led them for his knees, and they did obeisance to him with their face upon the ground. Joseph taking his 2 sons with Ephraim at the right, but from the left of Israel, and Manasseh at the left, but from the right of Israel, and he approached them to him. Israel stretched out the right hand and put it upon the head of Ephrath, and this one was younger, and the left upon the head of Manasseh, crosswise with the hands. He blessed them, and he said, The God in whom my fathers were well pleasing in his presence, Abraham and Isaac, the God maintaining me from my youth unto this day. The angels, rescuing me from all evil, bless these boys. My name shall be called upon them, in the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, and may they multiply into a great multitude upon the earth. Joseph, seeing that his father put his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it appeared wrong to him, and Joseph took hold of the hand of his father to remove it from the head of Ephraim to the head of Manasseh. And Joseph said to his father, Not so, father, for this one is the firstborn. Place your right hand upon his head. He would not, but he said, I know, child, I know. This one will be for a people. This one will be raised up high, but his younger brother will be greater than he, and his seed will be a multitude of nations. He blessed them in that day, saying, By Israel shall be blessed, saying, God make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he put Ephraim in front of Manasseh. Israel said to Joseph, Behold, I die. God will be with you, and he will return to you to the land of your fathers. I give to you a chosen out portion above your brothers, which I took from the hand of the Amorites with my sword and bow. Jacob called his sons and said, Come together, that I may announce to you what will meet to you upon the last of the days. Gather and hear, O sons of Jacob, and hear Israel your father. Reuben, my firstborn, you are my strength and the beginning of my children. You're stubborn to bear, and stubborn, self-willed. Overflowing with water, you should not erupt, for you ascended upon the marriage bed of your father, and then you defiled the strewn bed of which you ascended. Simeon and Levi, brothers, they completed the injustice by their sex. May my soul not come into their counsel. May my insides not be established with their joint conspiracies. For in their rage they killed men, and in their passions they hamstrung a bull. Accursed is their rage, for it was self-willed, and accursed is their vehement anger, for it was hardened. I will divide them in Jacob, and disseminate them in Israel. Judah, may your brothers have praised you. Your hands are upon the back of your enemies. The sons of your father will do obeisance to you. Judah is a lion cub. From a bud, O son of mine, you ascended, and reclining you went to bed as a lion, and as a cub who will rouse him. A ruler shall not fail from Judah, and one leading from his thighs, until whenever should come the things reversed to him, and he has expectations of nations. Binding his fowl to a grapevine, and with the fetter, the fowl of his donkey, he shall wash his appeal in wine, and in the blood of the grape, his wraparound garment. His eyes causing joy away from wine, and the white of his teeth than milk. Zebulun shall dwell on the coast, even himself by the mooring of boats. He shall extend unto Sidon. Issachar desires the good, taking rest between the lots, and seeing the rest that it was good, and that the earth that it was plentiful. He placed his shoulder to the toil and became a man for farming. Dan will judge his people as even one tribe in Israel. And let Dan become a serpent upon the way, lying in wait upon the road, biting the heel of the horse, and the horsemen shall fall upon the rear places, remaining about for the deliverance of the Lord. Gad, a marauder, will maraud against him, but he will maraud against him by feet. Asher, plentiful is his bread, he will give a delicacy to the rulers. Naphtali, a trunk springing up, giving beauty in the offspring. Joseph, a son increasing, zealous sons increasing. My younger son to meet you returned, against whom with deliberation reviled, and the masters of the bowmen pressed against him. Their bows were broken with might, and the nerves of their arms were loosened through the hand of the mighty one for Jacob. From there, the one strengthening Israel by means of God of your father. My God gave help to you, and he blessed you with the blessing of heaven above, and the blessing of earth, having all things, because of the blessing of breasts and of the womb, a blessing of your father and of your mother. He excelled in strength over the blessings of the stable mountains, and beyond the blessings of everlasting hills. They will be upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the brothers whom he took the lead. Benjamin, a predacious wolf, shall eat in the early morning, yet even in the evening he distributes provisions. All these sons of Jacob, 12, and these words said their father to them, and he blessed them each. According to his blessing he blessed them. He said to them, I am added to my people. Entomb me with my fathers in the cave which is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, and the double cave, and the one before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham acquired, the cave of Ephron the Hittite, for possession of a memorial. There they entombed Abraham and Sarah his wife, and there they entombed Isaac and Rebekah his wife, and there they entombed Leah, and a property of the field and of the cave being in it, the one from the sons of Heth. Jacob rested, giving orders to his sons, and lifting up his feet upon the bed he failed, and he was added to his people.
And Joseph, falling upon the face of his father, wept over him and kissed him. Joseph assigned his servants to the embalmers to embalm his father, and the embalmers embalmed Israel. They accomplished embalming him in 40 days, for thus they counted down the days of the burial. And Egypt mourned him 70 days. When the days went by of the mourning, Joseph spoke to the mighty ones of Pharaoh, saying, If I have found favor before you, speak into the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father bound me by an oath before his coming to an end, saying, In the memorial which I dug myself, in the land of Canaan, there entomb me. Now then, ascending, I will entomb my father, and I will return back. Pharaoh said to Joseph, Ascend, entomb your father, just as he bound you by an oath. Joseph ascended to entomb his father, and went up with him all the servants of Pharaoh, and the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all the whole family of Joseph, and his brothers, and all the household of his father, and the kin, and the sheep and the oxen were left behind in the land of Goshen. And went up with him also chariots and horsemen, and the camp became exceedingly great. They came upon the threshing floor of Atad, which is on the other side of the Jordan. They lamented him by beating the breast, great and strong, exceedingly. He made the mourning of his father 7 days. The inhabitants of the land of Canaan saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, and they said, This is a great mourning to the Egyptians. On account of this, they called the name of that place Mourning of Egypt, which is on the other side of the Jordan. His sons did to him thus, as he gave charge to them. And his sons took him into the land of Canaan. They entombed him in the double cave which Abraham acquired, the cave for possession of a memorial from Ephron the Hittite over against Mamre. Joseph returned to Egypt himself and his brothers, and all the ones going up with him to entomb his fathers. And the brothers of Joseph, knowing that their father died, said, Lest at any time Joseph should present us, and with a recompense to us all the bad things which we demonstrated against him. That they, having come to Joseph, said, Your father bound us by an oath before he came to an end, saying, So say to Joseph, You forgive them the injustice and their sin, for the wicked way they demonstrated against you. And now you accept the injustice of the attendants of the God of your father. Joseph wept during their speaking to him. And coming to him, they said, See, we are your servants. Joseph said to them, Do not fear, for I am of God. You planned concerning me for evil, but God planned concerning me for good, that it should be as it is today, that he might maintain many people. He said to them, Do not fear, I will maintain you and your residence. And he comforted them, and spoke of them in the heart. Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his brothers, and all the whole family of his father. Joseph lived 110 years. Joseph saw Ephraim's children unto the 3rd generation, and the sons of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were born upon Joseph's thighs. Joseph said to his brothers, saying, I die, and visiting, God will visit you, and lead you from out of this land into the land which God swore by an oath to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Joseph bound by an oath the sons of Israel, saying, In the visitation in which God will visit you, even you shall join in carrying off my bones from here with you. And Joseph came to an end, 110 years old, and they entombed him, and they placed him in the coffin in Egypt. And these are the names of the sons of Israel, of the ones entering into Egypt together with Jacob their father, each of them sojourning entered: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. But Joseph was in Egypt, and were all the souls coming forth from Jacob 75. Joseph came to an end, and all his brothers, and all that generation. The sons of Israel grew and multiplied, and became extensive, and grew strong exceedingly. The land multiplied of them. And another king rose up over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. He said to his nation, Behold, the race of the sons of Israel are a great multitude, and they are strong above us. Come then, we should deal subtly with them, lest at any time they shall multiply, and whenever a war may come to pass to us, these also will add to the opponents, and waging war against us, they shall go forth from the land. He set to them supervisors over the works, that they might afflict them in their works. They built fortified cities on Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses, and on which is Heliopolis. And in so far as they humbled them by so much, they became many more. And they were strong exceedingly. The Egyptians were abhorred of the sons of Israel, and the Egyptians tyrannized the sons of Israel by force. They grievously afflicted them by the life and the hard works in the mortar, and in the making of bricks. and in all the works in the plains according to all the works which they were reducing them to slavery with force. The king of the Egyptians said to the midwives of the Hebrews, to a certain one of them with the name Shiphrah, and the name of the second Puah. And he said to them, whenever you act as midwives to the Hebrews, they should be about to bear it, then it should be a male, you kill it, but if a female, preserve it. But the midwives feared God, and they did not do so in far as the king of Egypt ordered them, and they brought forth alive the males. The king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, why is it that you did this thing and brought forth alive the males? The midwives said to Pharaoh, not as the women of Egypt are the Hebrews, for they give birth before the midwives enter to them, and they bear. God did good to the midwives, and he multiplied the people, and it became strong exceedingly. Since the midwives feared God, they made to themselves families. And Pharaoh gave orders to all his people, saying, every male, whoever should be born to the Hebrews, toss into the river, and every female bring it forth alive. And there was a certain man from the tribe of Levi, and he took of the daughters of Levi, and he had her. She conceived in the womb and bore a male, and seeing that it was fair, they sheltered it 3 months. But when they were not able to hide it any longer, his mother took for him a wicker basket of papyrus, and besmeared it with tar, put the male child into it, and put it into the marsh by the river. His sister spied out far off to learn what would result to him. The daughter of Pharaoh went down to bathe upon the river, and her handmaidens came near unto the river. They saw the wicker basket in the marsh, and she sent the handmaiden to take it up. Opening, she sees a male child weeping in the wicker basket, and the daughter of Pharaoh spared him, and said, this one is from the male children of the Hebrews. His sister said to the daughter of Pharaoh, if you want, I will call for you a woman nursing from the Hebrews, and she will suckle for you the male child. The daughter of Pharaoh said to her, go. And going, the young woman called the mother of the male child. The daughter of Pharaoh said to her, carefully keep for me this male child, and suckle it for me, and I will give to you the wage. The woman took the male child and suckled it. And the male child maturing, she brought it to the daughter of Pharaoh, and he became to her for a son. She named his name Moses, saying, for from the waters I took him up. And it came to pass in those many days, Moses becoming older, he went forth to his brethren of the sons of Israel, and contemplating their misery, he saw an Egyptian man beating a certain Hebrew of his own brethren of the sons of Israel. Looking about here on this side and here on that side, he did not see anyone, and striking the Egyptian, he hid him in the sand. Coming forth the second day, he saw 2 men, Hebrews, skirmishing. And he said to the one in the wrong, why do you beat your neighbor? And he said, who placed you magistrate and judge over us? Is it that you want to do away with me in which manner you did away yesterday with the Egyptian? And Moses feared, and said, surely thus this thing has become apparent. Pharaoh heard about this thing, and he sought to do away with Moses. But Moses withdrew from the face of Pharaoh, and he dwelt in the land of Midian. And coming into the land of Midian, he sat at the well. To the priest of Midian there were 7 daughters tending the sheep of their father Jethro. And they came to draw water until they filled the troughs to water the sheep of their father Jethro. And coming, the shepherds cast them away. But Moses rose up to rescue them, and he drew water for them, and he watered their sheep. They came to Reuel their father, and he said to them, why is it that you hasten to come today? And they said, an Egyptian man rescued us from the shepherds. He drew water for us, and he watered our sheep. He said to his daughters, and where is he? Why have you left the man? Call him indeed, that he may eat bread. Moses settled by the man, and he handed over Zipporah his daughter to Moses as wife. Conceiving in the womb, the woman bore a son, and Moses named his name Gershom, saying that I am a sojourner in an alien land. Still again conceiving, she bore a second son. He called his name Eliezer, saying that the God of my father, the helper, also rescued me from the hand of Pharaoh. And after those many days, the king of Egypt came to an end, and the sons of Israel groaned from the works, and yelled out. Their yell ascended to God because of the works, and God listened to their moaning. God remembered his covenant, the one with Abraham, and with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the sons of Israel, and he was made known to them. Now Moses was tending the sheep of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. He led the sheep by the wilderness, and he came unto the mountain of God, Horeb. And appeared to him an angel of the Lord in flaming fire from out of the bush. And he saw that the bush burned with fire, but the bush did not incinerate. Moses said, going by, I will see this great vision. Why is it that the bush is not incinerated? As the Lord saw that he neared to see, the Lord called him from out of the bush, saying, Moses, Moses. And he said, what is it? He said, you should not approach here. Untie the sandal from your feet, for the place in which you stand is holy ground. He said to him, I am the God of your father,
the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses turned his face, for he venerated to look in the presence of God. The Lord said to Moses, in seeing, I saw the ill treatment of my people in Egypt, and their cry I have heard because of the foreman, for I have seen their grief. And I came down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians, and to lead them from out of that land, to bring them into the land good and populous, into a land flowing with milk and honey, and to the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Gershites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now behold, the cry of the sons of Israel come to me. I have seen the affliction by which the Egyptians inflict them. Now come, I shall send you to Pharaoh king of Egypt. You shall lead my people, the sons of Israel, from out of the land of Egypt. And Moses said to God, Who am I that I shall go to Pharaoh king of Egypt, and that I shall lead out the sons of Israel from the land of Egypt? God said to Moses, saying that I will be with you, and this will be to you the sign that I send you, and you are leading my people from out of Egypt. You shall serve God in this mountain. And Moses said to God, Behold, I will go to the sons of Israel, and I shall say to them, The gods of our fathers sent me to you. And if they ask me, What is the name given to him? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am the one being. He said, Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, The one being has sent me to you. And God said again to Moses, Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, The Lord God of our fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob sent me to you. This is my eternal name, and a memorial for generations to generations. Going then, gather the council of elders of the sons of Israel. You shall say to them, The Lord God of our fathers appeared to me, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, saying, In overseeing I have watched you, and as much as has come to pass to you in Egypt. He said, I will haul you from the ill treatment of the Egyptians into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Gershites, and the Jebusites, into the land flowing with milk and honey. They shall hearken to your voice, and you shall enter, and the council of elders of Israel, to Pharaoh king of Egypt. And you shall say to him, The Lord God of the Hebrews calls us. We shall go on a 3-day journey into the wilderness, that we might sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know that Pharaoh king of Egypt will not let you go, unless going with a fortified hand, stretching out my hand to strike the Egyptians and all my wonders, which I will do among them. And after these things I will send you out. I will give favor to this people before the Egyptians, and whenever you might run from them, you will not go forth empty. But a woman will ask from her neighbor and fellow tent dweller of items of silver, and of gold, and clothes. You will place them upon your sons and upon your daughters. You will despoil the Egyptians. And Moses answered and said, If then they should not believe me, Lord, listen to my voice, for they shall say that God did not appear to you. What shall I say to them? And the Lord said to him, What is this the thing in your hand? He said, A rod. He said to him, Toss it upon the ground. And he tossed it upon the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from it. The Lord said to Moses, Stretch out the hand, take hold of the tail. And stretching out then the hand, he took hold of the tail, and it became a rod in his hand, that they might trust you, that there appear to you the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And the Lord said to him again, Insert your hand into your bosom. And he inserted his hand into his bosom, and he brought it out from his bosom, and his hand was leprous as snow. The Lord said again to him, Insert your hand into your bosom. And he inserted his hand into his bosom, and he brought it out of his bosom again, and it was restored unto the complexion of his flesh. If they do not believe you, nor hearken to the voice of the first sign, they will believe you by the voice of the second sign. And it will be, if they do not believe you in these 2 signs, nor hearken to your voice, you shall take from the water of the river, and pour it upon the dry land. And whichever water you should take from the river will be blood upon the dry land. Moses said to the Lord, I beseech, O Lord, I am not fit before your yesterday, nor before the 3rd day, nor for which time you began to speak to your attendant, for I am voice weakened and slow of tongue. The Lord said to Moses, Who gave man a mouth, and who made the hard of hearing, and mute the seeing, and the blind? Was it not I, the Lord God? Now go, and I will open your mouth. I will instruct you what you will be about to speak. And Moses said, I beseech, O Lord, to handpick another one able, whom you shall send. The Lord, being enraged in anger over Moses, said, Behold, is not Aaron your brother the Levite? I know that speaking he will speak to you. Behold, he will come forth to meet you. And seeing you, he will rejoice in himself. You will say to him, and you will put my words into his mouth. I will open your mouth and his mouth, and I will instruct you what you should do. He shall speak the things to the people, and he will be to your mouth, but you will be to him the things for God. This rod, the one turning into a serpent, you shall take in your hand, in which you will do by it the signs. Moses went and returned to Jethro, his father in law. He says, I will go and return to my brethren, the ones in Egypt. I will see if they still live. And Jethro said to Moses, Proceed, and be in health. But after those many days the king of Egypt came to an end. The Lord said to Moses, In the land of Midian, Proceed, and go forth into Egypt, for have died all the ones seeking your life. Moses took up his wife and the male children, and he hauled them upon the beasts of burden, and turned to Egypt. Moses took the rod, the one by God, in his hand. And the Lord said to Moses, In your going and returning unto Egypt, discover all the miracles which I have put in your hand, to do them before Pharaoh. But I will harden his heart, and in no way shall he send out the people. But you will say to Pharaoh, Thus says the Lord, the son of my firstborn, Israel. I said to you, Send my people, that they should serve me. If indeed then you will not be willing to send them, see then, I will kill your son the firstborn. And it came to pass during the journey and the lodging, an angel of the Lord met him, and sought to kill him. Zipporah, taking a small sharp stone, circumcised the foreskin of her son. And she fell at his feet, and said, The blood of the circumcision of my male child is stopped. The angel went forth for him, for she said, The blood of my circumcision of the male child is stopped. And the Lord said to Aaron, Go to meet with Moses in the wilderness. And he went, and he met with him in the mountain of God. And they kissed one another. Moses announced to Aaron all the words of the Lord which he sent to him, and all the signs which he gave charge to him. Moses and Aaron went and brought together the council of elders of the sons of Israel. And Aaron spoke all the words which God spoke to Moses, and he did the signs before the people. The people believed and rejoiced that God visited the sons of Israel, and that he saw their affliction. And bowing, the people did obeisance. And after these things, Moses and Aaron entered to Pharaoh, and they said to him, Thus says the Lord God of Israel, Send forth my people, that they may solemnize a holiday to me in the wilderness. Pharaoh said, Who is he of whom I will listen to his voice, so as to send out the sons of Israel? I do not know the Lord, and I will not send out Israel. They said to him, The God of the Hebrews called on us. We will go on then a journey of 3 days into the wilderness. We may sacrifice to the Lord our God, lest at any time death or murder might meet with us. The king of Egypt said to them, Why do you, Moses and Aaron, turn aside the people from their works? Go forth each of you to his works. Pharaoh said, Behold, now the people of the land are numerous. I shall not then rest them from their works. Pharaoh gave orders to the foremen of the people and to the scribes, saying, No longer will be added to give straw to the people for the brickmaking, as yesterday and the third day before. Let them go and bring together for themselves the straw and the rate of the making of bricks which they produce each day. You shall put it upon them. You shall not remove any of them, for they are idle on account of this. And they cry out, saying, We should go and sacrifice to our God. Let the works of these men be oppressive. Let these men be anxious, and not anxious in empty words. And hastened of them the foremen and the scribes of the people. They said to the people, saying, Thus says Pharaoh, No longer do I give to you straw. You yourselves in going collect together for yourselves straw from wherever you should find, for nothing is removed from your rate, not one thing. And he dispersed the people in the entire land of Egypt to gather together stubble for straw. But the foreman hastened them, saying, You complete the works, the ones fit according to the day, just as also when the straw was given to you. They were whipped, and the scribes of the race of the sons of Israel, the ones being placed over them by the supervisors of Pharaoh, saying, Why did you not complete your rate of the making of bricks, as also yesterday, and the third day before, and today? And entering, the scribes of the sons of Israel yelled out to Pharaoh, saying, Why do you thus do to your servants? Straw has not been given to your servants, and they tell us to make brick. Behold, your servants have been whipped. Shall you wrong therefore your people? He said to them, You are idle, you are idlers. Because of this you say, We should go, and we should sacrifice to the Lord. Now then, in going work, for the straw shall not be given to you, and at the rate for the making of bricks you shall render. The scribes or the sons of Israel, seeing themselves in bad ways in the saying, you shall not leave off from the making of bricks fit for the day, that they met Moses and Aaron coming to meet with them in their going forth from Pharaoh. And they said to him, God give you over and judge, for you caused our ascent to be abhorred before Pharaoh, and before his attendants, to put a broadsword in his hands to kill us. Moses turned to the Lord and said, O Lord, for why did you inflict evil on this people? Why have you sent me? And when I went to Pharaoh to speak in the name being to you, he inflicted evil on this people, and you did not rescue your people. And the Lord said to Moses, Already you shall see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a fortified hand he shall send them, and with a high arm he will cast them from out of his land. God spoke to Moses and said to him, I am the Lord, and I appeared to Abraham, and to Isaac, and to Jacob, being their God, and my name the Lord was not manifested to them. I established my covenant with them, so as to give to them the land of Canaan, the land in which they sojourned, in which also they sojourned upon it. I hearkened to the moaning of the sons of Israel, in which the Egyptians reduced them to slavery, and I remembered your covenant. Proceed and say to the sons of Israel, saying, I am the Lord. I will lead you from the domination of the Egyptians, and I will rescue you from their slavery. I will ransom you with a high arm and great judgment, and I will take you to myself as a people to me. I will be your God, and you will know that I am the Lord your God, the one leading you from out of the tyranny of the Egyptians. I will bring you into the land in which I stretched out my hand to give it to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob, and I will give to you by lot, for I am the Lord. Moses spoke thus to the sons of Israel. They did not hearken to Moses because of faint-heartedness and because of the hard works. The Lord said to Moses, saying, Enter and speak to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that he may send out the sons of Israel from his land. Moses spoke before the Lord, saying, Behold, the sons of Israel do not listen to me. How shall Pharaoh listen to me? For I am not reckoned. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, and he ordered them to Pharaoh king of Egypt, so as to lead out the sons of Israel from out of the land of Egypt. These are the chiefs of the houses of their families. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, was Hanok and Palu, Hezron and Carmi. This is the kin of Reuben. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel and Jamin, Ohad and Joachim, Zohar and Shaul, the ones from the Phoenician woman. These are the families of the sons of Simeon. And these are the names of the sons of Levi according to their kin, were Gershon, Kohath, Merari, and the years of the life of Levi 137 years. These are the sons of Gershon, were Libni and Shammai, the houses of their family. And the sons of Kohath were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. The years of the life of Kohath 130 years. The sons of Merari, Malai, Mushai. And these are the houses of the families of Levi according to their kin. Amram took Jochebed, daughter of the brother of his father, to himself for a wife. She bore to him also Aaron and Moses and Miriam their sister. And the years of the life of Amram, 137 years. The sons of Izhar were Korah, Nepheg, and Zithri. The sons of Uziel were Mishael, Elazaphan, and Zithri. Aaron took Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab, sister of Nahashon, to himself as wife. She bore to him also Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah was Asir, Elkanah, Abiasar. And these are the generations of Korah. Eleazar, the son of Aaron, took of the daughters of Putiel to himself as wife. She bore to him Phinehas. And these are the heads of the families of the Levites according to their generations. This Aaron and Moses is whom God said to lead to them the sons of Israel from out of Egypt with their force. These are the ones reasoning with Pharaoh king of Egypt, so as to lead the sons of Israel from out of Egypt. Aaron himself and Moses. In the day the Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt. The Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I am the Lord. Speak to Pharaoh king of Egypt as much as I tell to you. And Moses said before the Lord, Behold, I am weak-voiced. How shall Pharaoh listen to me? And the Lord said to Moses, saying, Behold, I have made you as a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother will be your prophet. But you shall speak to him all as much as I give charge to you. Aaron your brother will speak to Pharaoh, so as to send the sons of Israel from out of his land. I will harden the heart of Pharaoh, and I will multiply my signs and the miracles in the land of Egypt. Pharaoh will not listen to you, and I will put my hand against Egypt. I will lead you out with my power, my people, the sons of Israel, from out of the land of Egypt, with great punishment. All the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, stretching out my hand against Egypt, and I will lead the sons of Israel from their midst. Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord gave charge to them. Thus they did. Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron was 83 years old when they spoke to Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, saying, If Pharaoh should speak to you, saying, Give to us a sign or a miracle, then your brother Aaron shall say, Take the rod and toss it upon the ground before Pharaoh and before his attendants, and it will be a serpent. Moses and Aaron entered before Pharaoh and his attendants, and they did thus as the Lord gave charge to them. Aaron tossed the rod before Pharaoh, before his attendants, and it became a serpent. Pharaoh called together the wise men of Egypt, and the sorcerers and the enchanters of the Egyptians, as also did their sorcerers likewise. Each tossed their rod, and they became serpents. The rod of Aaron swallowed down the rods of those men. The heart of Pharaoh grew strong. He did not listen to them as the Lord said to them. And the Lord said to Moses, The heart of Pharaoh is weighed down to not send out the people. You proceed to Pharaoh in the morning. Behold, he will go forth upon the water. You will be able to meet him upon the edge of the river, and the rod, the one turning into a serpent, take in your hand. You shall say to him, The Lord God of the Hebrews has sent me to you, saying, Send out my people, that they may serve to me in the wilderness. Behold, you hearkened not unto this time. Thus says the Lord, In this you will know that I am the Lord. Behold, I strike with the rod in my hand upon the water in the river, and it will turn into blood. The fishes in the river shall come to an end. The river will stink, and the Egyptians will not be able to drink water from the river. The Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron your brother, Take your rod, stretch out your hand upon the waters of Egypt, and upon their rivers, upon their aqueducts, upon their marshes, and upon all their standing water, and there will be blood in all the land of Egypt, in both the wood vessels and in the stone vessels. Moses and Aaron did so, just as the Lord gave charge to them. And Aaron, lifting his rod, struck the water in the river before Pharaoh, and before his attendants, and all the water in the river turned into blood. The fishes, the ones in the river, came to an end, and the river stunk, and the Egyptians were not able to drink water from out of the river. The blood was in all the land of Egypt, as also the enchanters of the Egyptians did likewise in their sorceries, and was hard in the heart of Pharaoh. He did not listen to them, just as the Lord said. And Pharaoh turned to enter into his house. He did not set his mind neither upon this thing. And all the Egyptians dug round about the river so as to drink water, and they were not able to drink water from the river. 7 days were fulfilled after the Lord struck the river. And the Lord said to Moses, Enter to Pharaoh. You shall say to him that says the Lord, Send out my people, that they may serve me. But if you should not be willing to send, behold, I strike all of your boundaries with frogs. The rivers will discharge forth frogs, and in ascending they shall enter into your houses, into the closets of your bedrooms, upon your beds, into the houses of your attendants and your peoples, and in your batches of flour, and in your ovens, upon you, upon your people, and upon your attendants the frogs will ascend. The Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron your brother, Stretch forth in your hand the rod upon the rivers, upon the aqueducts, upon the marshes, and lead the frogs. Aaron stretched out his hand upon the waters of Egypt, and he led the frogs. And the frogs was brought up, and all covered the land of Egypt. The enchanters of the Egyptians did likewise also with their sorceries, and they led the frogs upon the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron. He said, Make a vow for me to the Lord. Remove the frogs from me and from my people, and I will send the people, and they shall sacrifice to the Lord. Moses said to Pharaoh, Order for me, and when should I make a vow for you and for your attendants and your people to remove from view the frogs from you, from your people, from your houses, except for the ones in the rivers which shall be left behind? He said, During tomorrow. He said, Therefore, as you have said, that you might see that there is no other besides the Lord. The frogs shall be removed from you and from your house, and from your attendants, and from your people. Only the ones in the rivers will be left behind. Moses and Aaron went forth from Pharaoh, and Moses yelled out to the Lord concerning the enactment of the frogs as Pharaoh arranged. The Lord did just as Moses said, and ended the frogs from the houses, and from the properties, and from the fields, and they brought them heaps upon heaps, and the land stunk. Pharaoh, seeing that there came to pass a respite, therefore his heart was weighed down. He did not hearken to them, just as the Lord said. The Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron, Stretch out your hand, with your hand your rod, and strike the embankment of the land, and there will be midges in all the land of Egypt. Then Aaron stretched out the rod with the hand. He struck the embankment of the earth, and there were the midges among both men and among all the four-footed creatures. Among all the embankments of the land, there were the midges in all the land of Egypt. The enchanters also did likewise in their sorceries, to lead out the midges, but they were not able. And there were midges among both men and among the four-footed creatures. And the enchanters said then to Pharaoh, This is the finger of God. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not listen to them, just as the Lord said. The Lord said to Moses, Rise early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Behold, he will come forth near the water. You shall say to him, Thus says the Lord, Send out my people, that they shall serve me in the wilderness. But if you will not send out my people, behold, I will send upon you, and upon your attendants, and upon your people, and upon your houses the dog fly. The houses of the Egyptians shall be filled with the dog fly, and in the land upon which they are upon it. I will do an incredible thing in that day in the land of Goshen, upon which my people are upon it, upon which there will be not there the dog fly, that you may know that I am the Lord of all the earth. I will make a difference between my people and between your people, and in the next morning this will be the sign upon the land. The Lord did so, and the dog fly came in multitude in the houses of Pharaoh, and in the houses of his attendants, in all the land of Egypt, and the land was utterly destroyed because of the dog fly. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, saying, In going, you sacrifice to your God of the land. Moses said, It is not possible to be so. For the abominations of the Egyptians we sacrifice to the Lord our God. But if we should sacrifice the abominations of the Egyptians before them, we shall have stones thrown at us. A journey of 3 days we shall go into the wilderness. We shall sacrifice to the Lord our God, just as he told us. Pharaoh said, I shall send you, and you sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness, but do not go to extend far away. Make a vow then for me to the Lord. And Moses said, Behold, I will go forth from you, and I will make a vow to God, and the dog fly shall go forth from you, and from your attendants, and from your people tomorrow. You shall not add again, O Pharaoh, to deceive completely. Do not send out the people to sacrifice to the Lord. Moses went forth from Pharaoh, and made a vow to God, and the Lord did just as Moses said. And he removed the dog fly from Pharaoh, and from his attendants, from his people, and he did not leave behind even one. Pharaoh was oppressed in his heart also at this time, and he did not want to send out the people. And the Lord said to Moses, Enter to Pharaoh, and you shall say to him, Thus says the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, Send out my people, that they may serve to me. For if then you do not want to send out my people, but still to have power over them, behold, the hand of the Lord will be against your cattle in the plains, and against also the horses, against the beasts of burden, and the camels, the oxen, and the sheep, by an exceedingly great plague. I will do an incredible thing, even I, in that time, between the cattle of the Egyptians, and between the cattle of the sons of Israel. And there shall not come to an end of any of the ones of the sons of Israel in particular. God gave confirmation, saying, In the next morning the Lord will do this thing upon the land. And the Lord did this thing the next day. There came to an end all the cattle of the Egyptians, but of the cattle of the sons of Israel there did not come to an end, not one. Pharaoh, seeing that none came to an end from all the cattle of the sons of Israel, not one, and the heart of Pharaoh was oppressed, he did not send out the people. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, Take with you hands full of soot of a furnace. Let Moses strew it into the heavens before Pharaoh and before his attendants, and let there become a cloud of dust upon all the land of Egypt. And there will be upon men and upon the four-footed creatures sores of boils breaking out among both men and among the four-footed creatures, and in all of the land of Egypt. They took the soot of the furnace before Pharaoh, and Moses strewed it into the heavens, and there became sores of boils breaking out among both men and among the four-footed creatures. The sorcerers were not able to stand before Moses on account of the sores, for the sores happened among the sorcerers, and in all the land of Egypt. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh. He did not hearken to them as the Lord ordered to Moses. And the Lord said to Moses, Rise early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh, and you shall say to him, Thus says the Lord God of the Hebrews, Send out my people that they may serve to me. For in this present time I will send out all of my events into your heart, and your attendants and your people, that you might see that there is not another as I in all the earth. For now, sending my hand, I will strike you and your people. I shall put to death, and I will obliterate you from the earth. Because of this you were carefully kept, that I might demonstrate in you my strength, and how my name should be declared on all the earth. Still then you cause my people for them to not be sent out. Behold, I rain this hour tomorrow exceedingly great hail, in which such has not happened in Egypt from which day it was created until this day. Now then hasten to bring together your cattle, as much as is to you in the plain, for all the men and the cattle, as much as might be found in the plains, and what might not enter into a residence, and what hail should have fallen upon them, it will come to an end. The one fearing the word of the Lord, of the attendants of Pharaoh, brought together their cattle into the houses. And he did not take heed to the thought unto the word of the Lord. He allowed the cattle to stay in the plains. The Lord said to Moses, Stretch out your hand unto heaven, and there will be hail upon all the land of Egypt, upon both the men and the cattle, and upon all pasturage upon the land. Moses stretched out his hand unto the heavens, and the Lord gave sounds and hail. Fire ran across upon the earth, and the Lord rained upon all the land of Egypt. There was hail, and the fire blazing in the hail, and the hail was great exceedingly, in which was there not such in Egypt from then when there was a nation upon it. The hail struck in all the land of Egypt, all as much as was in the plain, from man unto beast, and all pasturage in the plain the hail struck, and all the trees in the plains broke, except in the land of Goshen, of which were there the sons of Israel, there was no hail. Pharaoh sending called Moses and Aaron, and he said to them, For I have sinned now, and the Lord is just, but I and my people are impious. Make a vow then to the Lord, let the sounds of God cease to happen, and the hail and the fire. I will send you out. No longer will I insist for you to remain. Moses said to him, Whenever I should go from the city, I will spread forth my hands to the Lord, and the sounds will cease, and the hail and the rain will not be any longer, that you may know that the earth is of the Lord. You and your attendants, I know that you do not yet fear the Lord. The flax and the barley were struck, for the barley was standing, and the flax was seeding. The wheat and the wild oat were not struck, for it was late. Moses went forth from Pharaoh outside of the city. He spread forth the hands to the Lord, and the sound ceased, and the hail and the rain did not drip any longer upon the land. Pharaoh, seeing that the rain has ceased, and the hail and the sounds, he added to his sin, and his heart was oppressed, and ones of his attendants. The heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not send out the sons of Israel, just as the Lord said to Moses. And the Lord said to Moses, saying, Enter to Pharaoh, for I oppressed his heart, and the heart of his attendants, that these signs should come in a row upon them, that you may describe them into the ears of your children, until the children of your children, as much as I mocked the Egyptians, and my signs which I did among them, and you will know that it is I, the Lord. Moses and Aaron entered before Pharaoh, and said to him, Thus says the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, Until when will you not shame me? Send out my people, that they may serve to me. If you should not want to send out my people, behold, I will bring this in the hour tomorrow, much locusts upon all your boundaries, and the appearance of the earth will be covered. You will not be able to look down at the ground, and will be eaten up, all the extras being left behind which the hail left behind for you, and will be eaten up every tree germinating of yours upon the land. I will fill your houses, and the houses of your attendants, and all the houses in all the land of the Egyptians, which at no time have your fathers seen, nor their forefathers, from which day they were upon the land until this day. And turning aside, he went forth from Pharaoh. The attendants of Pharaoh say to him, For how long will this be to us an impediment? Send out the men, so that they may serve to the Lord their God, or do you prefer to see that they destroy Egypt? Both Moses and Aaron returned to Pharaoh, and he said to them, Go and serve to the Lord your God. But which and who are the ones going? Moses said, With the young and the older we will go, with our sons and daughters, and our sheep and our oxen, for it is the holiday of the Lord. He said to them, Let it be so. The Lord be with you, and so far as I send you. But shall also your belongings? See, for your wickedness lies near to you. Not so, let the men go forth and serve God. For this they seek after, and they cast them from the face of Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses, Stretch out your hand upon the land of Egypt. Let the locusts ascend upon the land, and it will eat upon all the pasturage of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail left behind. Moses stretched out the rod in the heaven, and the Lord brought the south wind upon the land that entire day, and entire night. In the morning came the south wind, lifting up the locusts. It led it upon all the land of Egypt, and it rested upon all the boundaries of Egypt, many exceedingly. Prior of them were not such locusts, and after this there will not be so.
They covered the appearance of the land, and corrupted the land, and ate up all the pasturage of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which were left behind from the hail. There was not left a green thing, not one thing among the trees, even in all the pasturage of the plain, and all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh hastened to call Moses and Aaron, saying, I have sinned before the Lord your God and against you. Favorably receive then my sins still now, and pray to the Lord your God, and remove from you from this plague. Moses went forth from Pharaoh and made a vow to God. The Lord turned a vehement wind from the sea, and it took upon the locusts and cast it into the Red Sea. And there was not left behind one locust in all the land of Egypt. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh still, and he did not send out the sons of Israel. The Lord said to Moses, Stretch out the hand unto the heaven, let darkness become upon the land of Egypt, a tangible darkness. Moses stretched out the hand unto the heavens. There was darkness, dimness, and a storm upon all the land of Egypt 3 days. Not did anyone know his brother, and not did anyone rise up from his bed for 3 days. But to all the sons of Israel there was light in all places in which they occupied. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, saying, Proceed, serve the Lord your God, honor the sheep and the oxen leave behind, but let your belongings run with you. Moses said, But also you shall give us means for whole burnt offerings and sacrifices, which we will make to the Lord our God. Our cattle shall go with us, we shall not leave behind a hoof, for of them we shall take to serve the Lord our God. But we know not how we shall serve the Lord our God until the arriving of us there. But the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not want to send them. Pharaoh said, Go forth from me. Take heed to yourself, yet to add to my face. For whatever day you should see me, you shall die. Moses said, As you have said, no longer shall I appear to you in person. And the Lord said to Moses, Still one more calamity I will bring upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. After this he will send you from here. Whenever he should send you, he will cast you by expulsion with all your things. You speak then secretly into the ears of the people. Let each man ask from the neighbor, and each woman from the neighbor, items of silver and of gold and clothes. The Lord gave favor to his people before the Egyptians, and they treated them. The man Moses became exceedingly great before the Egyptians, and Pharaoh, and before his attendants. Moses said, Thus says the Lord, Around the middle of the night I will enter into the midst of Egypt, and shall come to an end every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sits down upon the throne, and unto the firstborn of the female attendant by the millstone, and unto the firstborn of every beast. There will be a great cry by all the land of Egypt, which such as was not, and such as no longer shall be added. But among all the sons of Israel there shall not growl even a dog with its tongue, from man unto beast, so that you may see as much as the Lord does an incredible thing between the Egyptians and Israel. All these your servants shall descend to me, shall do obeisance to me, saying, You go forth, and all your people whom you guide. And after these things I will go forth. Moses went forth from Pharaoh with rage. And the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you, that I might multiply my signs and my miracles in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron did all these things, all these miracles in the land of Egypt before Pharaoh. The Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not want to send the sons of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month is to you the beginning of months. It is to you the first among the months of the year. Speak to all the gathering of the sons of Israel, saying, The 10th of this month let each take a sheep according to the houses of the families, a sheep according to a house. But if there should be very few in the house, so as for there not to be enough for the sheep, he shall include with himself the neighbor, neighboring him according to the number of souls, each sufficient for him to be counted for the sheep. It shall be to you a perfect male, unblemished sheep of a year old. From the lambs and from the kids you shall take, and it will be to you for carefully keeping until the 14th of this month. They shall slay it, and all the multitude of the gathering of the sons of Israel towards evening. They shall take away from the blood, and they shall put it upon the 2 doorposts, upon the lintel on the houses in which they should eat them in them. And they shall eat the meats in this night, roasted by fire, and unleavened bread with bitter herbs they shall eat. You shall not eat of them raw, nor being boiled in water, but roasted by fire, head with the feet and the entrails. You shall not leave anything from it until the morning, and you shall not break a bone of it. And the things being left behind from it until morning you shall incinerate in fire. Thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, and the sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hands, and you shall eat it with haste. It is the Passover of the Lord. I shall go through in the land of Egypt in this night. I shall strike all firstborns in the land of Egypt, from man unto beast, and among all the gods of the Egyptians I will execute punishment, I the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a sign upon the houses in which you are there. I will see the blood and shelter you, and there shall not be to you a calamity of the obliteration, whenever I smite in the land of Egypt. And this day be to you a memorial, and you shall solemnize it, a holiday to the Lord unto your generations. The eternal law you shall solemnize it. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. From the first day you shall remove it from your house. All whoever shall eat yeast, that shall be utterly destroyed from out of Israel. It shall be from the first day unto the 7th day. First day shall be called holy, and the 7th day will be called holy to you. All servile workers shall not be done in them, except as much as is necessary to do for every soul. This one shall be done by you. You shall guard this commandment, for in this day I will lead your force from out of the land of Egypt. You shall appoint this day into your generations as an eternal law. Commencing the 14th day of the first month, from evening, you shall eat unleavened breads until the 1st and 20th day of the month, until evening. For 7 days yeast shall not be found in your houses. All whosoever should eat leavened bread, that soul shall utterly be destroyed from out of the congregation of Israel, until both foreigners and native born of the land. Anything leavened you shall not eat, and every home of yours you shall eat unleavened breads. And Moses called the whole council of Israel, and he said to them, Going forth, take to yourselves a sheep according to your kin, and sacrifice the Passover. You shall take a bundle of hyssop, and having dipped it from the blood by the door, you shall place it on the lintel, and upon both of your doorposts of the blood which is by the door, and you shall not go forth, each from the door of this house until morning. The Lord will go by to strike the Egyptians. You shall see the blood upon the lintel, and upon both of the doorposts, and the Lord will go by the door. He will not leave off the annihilating, so as to enter into your house to strike. You shall guard this thing for the law to yourselves, and to your sons, and to the eon. And if you should give to you so in ever the Lord should give to you, in so far as he spoke, you shall guard this service. It will be, if your sons should say so, What is this service? You should say to them, This is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, as he sheltered the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt, when he struck the Egyptians. But our houses he rescued, and bowing the people did obeisance. Going forth, the sons of Israel did as the Lord gave charge to Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it happened in the middle of the night, and the Egyptians struck in the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, of the one sitting upon the throne, unto the firstborn of the captive, of the one in the pit, and every firstborn of the beast. Pharaoh rose up at night, and all his attendants, and all the Egyptians. There was a great cry in all the land of Egypt, for there was no house in which there was no one dying in it. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron at night, and he said to them, Rise up and go forth from my people, both you and the sons of Israel. Proceed and serve to the Lord your God as you say, the sheep and the oxen of yours, and taking up go, just as you say, and bless also me. The Egyptians constrained the people with diligence to cast them from the land, for they said that we all shall die. The people took their dough before the leavening of their batches, being bound in their cloaks upon their shoulders. And the sons of Israel did as Moses ordered them. They asked from the Egyptians items of silver and of gold and clothes. The Lord gave favor to his people before the Egyptians, and they furnished to them, and they despoiled the Egyptians. From the sons of Israel having departed from out of Ramses into Succoth, to the number of 600,000 footmen, the males, besides the belongings, and a great intermixed company went up with them, sheep and oxen and cattle, many exceedingly. And they baked the dough which they brought from out of Egypt, unleavened cake baked in hot ashes, for it was not leavened, because the Egyptians cast them out, and then they were not able to remain, nor to prepare provisions for themselves for the journey. The dwelling of the sons of Israel, which they dwelt in the land of Egypt, and in the land of Canaan, they and their fathers 430 years. It came to pass after the 430 years came forth all the force of the Lord from out of the land of Egypt. It is a night post to the Lord, so as to lead them out from out of the land of Egypt. So night itself is a post to the Lord, so as to be to all the sons of Israel and to their generations. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, This is the law of the Passover. Every foreigner shall not eat of it, and every domestic servant, any which was bought with silver, you shall circumcise him, and then he shall eat of it. Sojourner or hireling shall not eat of it. In one house it shall be eaten, and you shall not bring forth from the house of any of the meats outside. You shall not break a bone of it. Every gathering of the sons of Israel shall do it. And if any convert should come forward to you, and should observe the Passover to the Lord, you shall circumcise every male of his, and then he shall come forward to do it. He will also be the native born of the land. Every uncircumcised one shall not eat of it. There shall be one law to the native inhabitant, and to the one coming forward to convert among you. The sons of Israel did as the Lord gave charge to Moses and Aaron to them, and so they did. And it came to pass in that day the Lord led out the sons of Israel from the land of Egypt into their force.
Anger destroys even the intelligent, but the answer of a penitent man returns rage. But a distressing word raises up angers. The tongue of the wise has knowledge of good, but the mouth of fools announces evils. In every place the eyes of the Lord watch both bad and good. The healing tongue is a tree of life, and the one preserving it shall be filled with spirits. The fool sneers at the instruction of his father, but the one keeping his commandment is more astute. In superabundant righteousness is abundant strength, but the impious, entirely rooted from the earth, shall be destroyed. In the houses of the just is much strength, but the fruits of the impious shall be destroyed. The lips of the wise are bound by good sense, but the hearts of fools are not safe. The sacrifices of the impious are an abomination to the Lord, but the vows of the ones going straight are accepted by him. The ways of the impious are an abomination to the Lord. He loves the one pursuing righteousness. For the instruction of the guileless is made known by the ones passing by, but the ones detesting reproofs comes to an end disgracefully. Hades and destruction are made apparent by the Lord. How not also the hearts of men? The uninstructed shall not love the ones reproving him, and with the wise he shall not consort. With the heart being glad, the face flourishes, but being in distress as it looks downcast. An upright heart seeks perception, but the mouth of the uninstructed shall know evils. All the time the eyes of evil ones favorably receive evil things, but the good are always tranquil. Better a small portion with the fear of the Lord than great treasures with fearlessness. Better hospitality of vegetables with friendship and favor than a feed of calves with hatred. A man inclined to rage makes preparations for battle, but a lenient man soothes even the ones about to go to battle. The lenient man shall extinguish litigations, but the impious raises them rather. The ways of the idle make a bed in thorn bushes, but the ways of the vigorous are very busy. A wise son gladdens a father, but a foolish son sneers at his mother. The roads of an unthinkable man are lacking of sense, but an intelligent man goes in a straightened way. The one not honoring the Sanhedrin procrastinates by devices, but in the hearts of one's counseling abides counsel. For in no way shall an evil man obey it, nor shall he say anything timely, even for the common good. The thoughts of the discerning are ways of life, that turning aside from Hades he should be delivered. The Lord tears down the houses of the arrogant, and he supports the boundary of the widow. The devise of the unjust is an abomination to the Lord, but the sayings of the pure are serious. The one receiving bribes totally ruin himself, but the one detesting the receipts of bribes is delivered. Charity and trust clear away sins, and the fear of the Lord turns aside every one from evil. For the heart of the just meditate trust, but the mouth of the impious answers evil things. The way of just men are acceptable with the Lord, and through them even enemies become friends. God is far at a distance from the impious, but vows of just ones he heeds. Better a few receipts with righteousness than abundant produce with injustice. The eyes viewing good gladdens the heart, and a good reputation fattens the bones. The one hearing reproofs of life shall lodge in the midst of the wise. The one who thrusts away instruction detests himself, but the one giving heed to reproofs loves his life. And the fear of the Lord is instruction and wisdom, and the sum of glory shall be the response for it. But the humble go before. James 1:13-15. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust, and enticed. Then, when he lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. In June of 2026, as the world marked the 82nd anniversary of the D-Day invasion, with ceremonies in France, England, and America, people remembered the courage and sacrifice that helped bring the Second World War to an end. At the same time, a very different reminder of that war emerged in Indonesia. The Papua region was rocked by a massive explosion that destroyed 9 homes, killed at least 5 people, and injured more than a dozen others. The source of the explosion is strongly suspected to have been a bomb or mortar left over from World War II. Papua police spokesman Koya Sakunito told reporters that in many parts of the world, unexploded ordnances from World War II and even World War I still pose a threat decades after the fighting ended. While there are many times when the effects of sin are immediate and obvious, there are other times when they linger for years or even decades before coming to light. Yet no matter how much time passes, the end result is always death and devastation. There are no sins we can commit that do not come with consequences. We may try to convince ourselves that somehow we are an exception to God's unchanging law of sowing and reaping, but that is a lie the devil tries to use to lead us astray. Sin always leads to death. It was true in the Garden of Eden when God forbade Adam and Eve to eat the fruit of the one tree, and it's true during the life of Christ when he took the penalty of death that we owed and paid it in full, and it is also true today. Sin only has one destination, and that is always destruction. Keeping the consequences of sin is clear. View strengthens us to resist temptation.